I'm a honcho, I'm a black king. I am lion-hearted, they all just acting. I flow like jet skis, wavy like Max B. If you got a question for my people, ask me. I'm a representative, I stand like Ali. And I'm rushing through the pick like I'm Kyrie. 10 toes down, beef and broccolis.
How the people doing? How's everybody doing? This is Aware Hafiz. Follow me on Instagram, aware_Hafiz. Aware_Hafiz. This is episode 21 of Everything is School. I know I was taking a break from it. I said I was taking a break from it, but now I feel like this is a very monumental situation. And like I said, any guest here is a special guest, and any guest here is here because I have a lot of questions to ask them that could help me and also help the community. How you doing, good brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Darwin Shaw, he's running for mayor. So I would like to start off like how I start off all my interviews. How's your day going?
It's going beautiful. God is good.
God is good. God is good, man.
It is. It's a good day. The weather is kind of choppy, but
yeah, it is.
Every day above ground is beautiful to me.
Every day above ground is beautiful. So, how did you get into running for mayor? Like, how would that happen?
I was born and raised in Scranton, Pennsylvania. We have a beautiful, strong community, diverse. And us coming from so many obstacles we had, not only black, white, all colors, poverty situations, and just injustice, let's just say, unfair treatment.
Yes.
I got tired of it.
Yes.
And being involved in, you would say, a horrible situation what happened with my mom back in the past. It just...
We're going to get into that too.
Yeah, it just left a hole in me to where I feel if I was born and raised in an area and it helped me to strive and become the man I am today, I can definitely stand up and help and not only provide but also learn from the community and teach the community what I have learned so we all can just build together.
Yes.
So I decided to be running for mayor.
That's great. So like, how's that start? Like, how's that? Like, when did you decide to be mayor? Like, I want to know the steps to it, like just for the children that would decide to do this.
One day in school, Bancroft Elementary, my teacher, Miss Darlene, she asked me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I was so serious. I was like, "I want to be the president." And she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You know, you got to work hard." And I was like, "Yeah." I don't know why I want to be the president. So from Bancroft on, I just kept that idea in my head. Now, I wasn't fully in the political field, but I always learned and digested anything that happened in politics at certain points in times in life.
Yes.
So I started putting more bits and pieces together, and then I ended up in Scranton High, where I switched not only from a political mindset, but also an athletic mindset, and was basically a part of the community. So that pushed politics back to my mind because I had other things to worry about, actual life. So I feel the experience from actual life of living through the situations and experience the situations that political figures or individuals talk about, that sometimes it's just accusations and don't really understand or feel the pressure, but sometimes they hit the nose on the head when they do, just...
So that's how you, like, that's what birthed it. That was the origination of it. So then, like, okay, so after that, and then you got into sports, and how do you feel? Like, because I'm like a firm believer in God now, and I feel like God, like, leads us to our path. So you just, like, went from the sports, and then you went back to what you originally wanted to do.
The sports was more of a medicine for me due to what happened to my mother and everything, and just feeling just alone in the world. I felt running to something that can get my mind pushed, my body pushed, will help me not think about the tragic past, and sports did. My teachers, they helped me a lot, and then I was like, let me just give something back. So I ended up in Keystone Job Corps. I didn't graduate from Scranton High. I graduated from Keystone Job Corps in office administration and banking and not banking and finance. I certified in office administration and I obtained my GED.
Yes.
And then I came back home, and now we're talking about a 10-year span now. I'm 20, 23, 24, and Scranton was just unrecognizable to me. So I was just like, this can't happen. I left. My aunt passed away, Betty McClough. I just got tired and I left. I ended up in New York, Manhattan, all over. But I feel if you can survive in higher cost societies and areas like that, in different diverse areas, me personally, and I could come back home
Yes.
I can definitely apply everything I learned out there in the world and bring it back home.
It back home.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
bring it
Yes.
back home. That's like excellent. I think that's excellent. So I want to get into, because you said about your mother, I want to get into that a little bit, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
So how old were you when she passed away?
I was about to be 2. It was January 12th, 1992. I was born February 26, 1990.
Mm-hmm.
So I was about to be 2, and somebody came in there and did something bad. Now, mind you, it was a horrible situation, and for the record, I would like to close the case. I am going to close the case. It is better to move past the situation, and I became the man I am today from that pain. Not only just that pain, but a lot. And I know things get hard, especially for the youth, but as long as you can maintain and you have a good, solid structure system around family and friends and things like that, and maintain the positivity, and it is hard. It's not easy.
No,
it is
not.
very, very hard, but
It's not.
that thing that beats inside of us, it can help. God helps, everything can help, but you just take everything a day at a time, and then ultimately that pain or whatever's in your heart or mind.
Yeah, one day at a time.
Yeah,
that's how I like to live too, man. One day at a time, because often we'll go from like thinking about what next week, what the week after that, you know what I mean, and get like stressed out about it. So like just put one foot in front of you and keep going, man. Keep going. So that like helped you, that gave you motivation.
Yeah.
It gave you, it probably put a lot of fire under you that they're happening.
Yeah, at that point it was either growing up, realizing a lot more, and my dad not never being there. My aunt raised me the best she can, and even like almost half the community in Scranton.
Okay.
Without everybody here,
you got to give her a shout out.
Yes, I would not be here without you guys, and I love all y'all, honestly. And you guys helped me become the man I am today, and thank you.
Don't forget where you came
I will
from.
never forget.
Don't forget
That's
where
why
you came from.
I figured instead of starting somewhere else, come back home.
Yes.
Always look out for your family, your friends, your community before you try to go anywhere helping anybody else.
You can't.
Before you help home.
You can't. That's I often get like overwhelmed too, because like one of my purposes in life is to help people, and I want to just help people so much. And then my cousin, he was saying to me, he's like, take care of yourself and your kids first before you go and start doing all this. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But eventually, God willing, I will be at that point where I'm able to take care of more people, because that's what I feel like everybody's here for, to help. So when is the election?
November 2nd.
November 2nd.
Yes,
Oh, you got a
November
little while.
2nd or November 3rd, one of those two. I will definitely get the verifiable date for you, but it's a long time from now. Let's just say it's a long race. This is the longest job interview I've ever done.
Nah, you got this, man. You got this. So it's two. It's two of you guys left.
Yes, it's me and the mayor right now.
Okay. Yes. Who did it start? How many was it on the start out when you first started?
4.
Oh, it was 4.
Yes, it was.
So you making it?
2 Republicans and 2 Democrats.
And you will actually be the first African American mayor of the town.
Yes.
That's like incredible. That is incredible. That is like super incredible. So what would you like to change like here? Since I heard you said like it didn't look recognizable, like what would you like to change?
I would like to, first, I can't evolve too much information because this is
the bare minimum.
Yes, the bare minimum though. I would like to bring our zoo back.
Yes.
We are going to lower our taxes. I would like to get rid of the business mercantile tax to open up not only business but also generational wealth for corporations and families, and even single home families. I would like to bring, if I can't reach 1,000, the bare minimum 500 sustainable jobs for families to live off of.
Yes.
And ultimately find natural revenue sources instead of the everyday citizen that we pressure to pay taxes.
Yes. Yes.
I would like to bring more programs back for our children, so to occupy their time instead of running around in the streets. Because I was a child out here. If there's nothing for you to do, the only thing there is to do is
it's
get in
bad
trouble.
stuff.
Yes.
Yep.
So more sport programs. I would like to see the colleges, just the city, work closer with the colleges and have the atmosphere of Super Bowl games and Rose Bowl games and things like that, because that alone can bring revenue to the city and
help the kids have something to do.
Yes, and it even helps parents to even maybe think about bringing their kids to this school, or having the ones that are coming up to get into college, like, all right, let's check out this curriculum. Okay, now the school's good. Let's see how the work environment is, the taxes, and then they're like, all right, let's just move back to scratch.
Yep. Instead of people trying to get away, that'll bring people here, and that would help the revenue also. That would help the revenue. How do you feel about, like, I'm pretty sure you were like me and we like got into the streets at first, right? So how do you feel about that, like getting pushed another way? Like, you know what I mean? Like just having them, like being in the streets with other people and like doing bad things and just jumping up and leaving that situation, like
it's
but
honestly, yeah, we were, you would call us products of our environment.
Yep.
We were forced to get put in that situation.
Indoctrinated pretty much. Yep.
Yes, honestly. So I didn't add, nobody wakes up and says they want to live this type of life or they don't want to do that life. Mind you, I said I wanted to be the president when I was in school, you know. So to see anybody rise above, even you yourself, rise above just horrible situations, and as a black individual, let's just speak like that, it's tough. It's not easy.
Yes, it is.
But we all have that soul and that mind power and that drive and push to rise us above hard situations, you know. And just that alone helped. It helped, and just the fact that we're not animals. No. We can be statistics. Statistics, honestly, are just numbers that are crunched by other individuals. They don't live the life you live. They're not in the situations you're in, and they don't feel the things you feel.
No, they don't. They don't.
That push alone of the assumption of me proving I'm something that other people think that I'm not is a good enough push for me, is to just prove them wrong in a positive, respectful manner.
And you're doing it.
And uplift those along the way, and never forget who you are and where you're coming from.
You can't.
Because me, I'd rather invest and become a value in an individual's life and an asset instead of a burden or asking for money or anything like that. No, I want to be of value to you. What can I do for you? Let me tell you what I plan on doing, and then on top of that, what else would you like? And it is my job to implement everything and not take no for an answer.
Don't take no for an answer. Well, you're doing it. You're beating the odds. You are going to be the first African American mayor. That is just dope. That's like super dope, man.
That's
and like
God. That's faith.
Yeah, it is God. It is God. It is God. So we're gonna talk about God a little bit. So has God been just pushing you in this direction, and do you feel it? Like,
yeah, every day. Even from what happened with my mom, like, I feel you have to walk through the fire to get to the glory. You do. You gotta. He pushes you. I wouldn't even say he, because who am I to know the mind of God? I'm just an individual. We are all made in His image. But I feel you got to get through the fire to get to the glory. You know, how far can you bend? How far can you break? Because what if God just really come down and says, all right, I have this task for you, but you think in your mind you can take it. But you was through so much in your life, and you let the little small things, they're big to us, but they'll be small to that individual, get to you, you know?
Yeah.
That alone, it's just, I boast in my weakness, let me say. I boast in the fact that I can't do anything, because when it happens, that's God.
Yes, it is.
That's not me.
Yes,
so
I
have no problem saying I can't do this or I need to learn, because I feel His grace and glory at the end of the day, and that's faith, will overcome all.
How do you feel, like, the pressure of what you're doing now? Like, you have to feel a lot of pressure, and you're dealing with it.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it?
I cry.
That's real. That's real. That is real. That is real. And people don't want to admit that.
I'll cry.
That's good. That's good. I cry too.
Yeah,
I've cried a lot.
Let it out. It's better to let things out and then to hold it in.
And as men, even black men, like we don't like to identify with that. Like we don't want to say that, because it's like shunned upon. But I cry too, and I feel real good afterwards.
Yeah. It like cleanses the soul and everything, and ultimately my kids, my wife, just my family, my community, just us sitting here talking and us going as back as far as we do. You being my uncle's next door neighbor, you know.
Yes.
And to us sitting here with our lives where they are today, you're doing your positive thing for the community. Vice versa, you know, it's just that push alone.
Yeah.
It's just enough for me.
Yeah.
Enough for me not to give up.
You're a grateful person, that's why.
Yeah,
being grateful and being aware, like, this is a big thing for me. Like, this is a big thing. Like, people don't understand. Like, you could be doing something, and if you don't recognize what's going on, you'll miss that blessing. This is a blessing. This is a blessing for me. Like, so you cry, and what else would you say you do?
I
just
cry,
deal with it.
and then yeah, just get up on the days that I don't want to. I think about the why. Why am I doing this? What's bigger? I have to make sure that my why is bigger than me setting an alarm clock. That why of what's getting me up is bigger than me just sitting down, oh, let me just go to sleep, or alone, let me just hold that off. No, that why is my mom, my family, my community, my sister, being a father figure for my children, just being there, a positive image, and ultimately letting not the youth know, at least my youth, my kids, knowing that we're not slaves, we're not animals, we are all individuals, we are all equal people. Yes, it is different and harder for individuals, but the grace and glory behind it, if you can overcome them obstacles, your little boy or little girl, is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's wonderful.
Yes, it is.
Nobody can tell you anything in the world because you have the humbleness in your heart to know that, yes, I came through this, but let me help these individuals. Yes, and I'm here.
And you're walking testimony, though, because, like, you came from where we came from, and then now you're going for mayor, and you're not letting nothing stop you.
Yeah.
You're not letting nothing stop you, man.
I can't.
The community appreciates you, for sure.
Without the community, I can't do it, so I appreciate the community, honestly.
And it's gonna happen, man. I'm gonna get into politics now because of you. Now I'm gonna look into it. I'm voting. Whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna do. Because I want to see you win. Do you have any, like, closing statements for the community?
We are having an event Juneteenth to give back to Scranton. You could come out and support, or you could just come out and get anything you need. There will be a hot food drive, cold food drive, canned goods, book bags, toiletries. It is going to be in downtown Scranton again on Juneteenth, 10 o'clock until 5 p.m. Ultimately, my name is Darwin Shaw. I'm running to not only be the mayor of Scranton, just to help and uplift my community and to show the brothers and sisters like we feel and we know that we are kings and queens, we are royalty, and we are equal. And the fact of me just to sit here and have the opportunity to represent my brothers and sisters of all colors and from Scranton, Pennsylvania is an honor, and thank you so much for that. And I will do everything that I can, and I know it's not going to be easy. I will do everything in my power to not break, to not budge, and ultimately God won't let that happen. You know?
You sound so sincere, too. Like, I feel it. Like, I feel the sincerity of what you're saying. Like, that's great.
Though. It's truthful.
It is. It's coming from the heart. I could tell it's coming from the heart. Quick, another question, like I like to ask, and this would be a great question to ask you. What would be one thing that you would say to the young men growing up? What would be the one thing? If you were able to give them some advice, what would that be?
Be different. Be different. There is nothing wrong with setting yourself apart and not following that average, normal, basic reality of life, let's say. The reality of life is what you shape it to be. You wake up in your own body, in your own shoes, so you make your life how you want it to be. Yes, there's going to be people pointing their fingers at you saying you can't do this. And like the good brother said before, don't let that happen. You're going to face oppositions, but just move past that. And as a young man, or even the ones that didn't have a father in their life. Me, I didn't have a father in my life, but I had to learn every day by becoming a father. It's our time to stand up and be the positive images in our life, you know, and it's not easy, but with the community, we all can do it together. We all got good friends. We all know each other, and it can happen. And I believe in everybody. I believe in myself, and we can do it.
Yes. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate you. No, I really appreciate you, man. This is about, everyone is like bigger and bigger, but this one is very, very big for me. Like, this is very big for me. Give your social media.
Yes,
sure.
Again, my name is Darwin Shaw. You can look me up on Facebook, just Darwin Shaw, or Darwin Shaw for Mayor Scranton. That is my Facebook account page. Now, I do not have my ads up and running yet, but that will happen.
It's coming.
It is coming. Commercials, videos, and hopefully more interaction with the community. That is a must, and that will happen. I am looking forward to collaborating with all the projects and all the communities. The first project we are going to start with is going to be Hilltop. We're going to provide a bouncy house, school supplies for the kids, cans, foods, things like that. And I would like to work with every individual up there, because there is more people than me that are doing positive things in the world, and it is time for all of our lights to shine, baby. You know, it is time for us to rise above what the world has called us to be.
So November, vote for him, because he's the man and he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing, and we have to beat the odds. Just us voting for him is helping everybody. Follow me on Instagram, Aware Hafiz. Everything is School, episode 21. Stay well, be safe, and pray for the lost souls. Psh. There we go.
Karma. These people don't understand that helping get you farther. Call me Mr. Universe. On every track, man, I bet I got the cooler verse. And the weakest of the souls run from the truth. It hurt.